Before you change the strings on your mandolin, there's an important thing you want to consider. And today I'm going to show you how you can get a perfect wind up here with a very simple technique. And I'm also going to show you how to take all the strings off and oil your fretboard. I'm Dave with Stringing It Together, and let's dive in. So the first thing you want to keep in mind is what type of strings you're going to be using. So these ones are loop end strings. Some mandolins have ball end strings. These ones are D'Addarios. They're kind of a new coated version that they have. I like D'Addario, it's kind of my go-to for everything. So the other thing you have to keep in mind is if you're going to be taking all the strings off and oiling the fingerboard like I'm going to, then you're going to need to mark where this saddle is, because that's actually not connected. That's going to shift around. So if you take the strings off, then you won't remember where it is and you have to intonate it again. And what I mean by intonating is as you go up the fretboard, sometimes if it's not intonated properly, then it'll get out of tune as you get up around here. So in order to keep the tuning good, you tape this off. Blue painter's tape is what you want to use because that won't leave a mark on the body of the guitar. Make sure it's lined up perfectly on this side, and I like to put one on top just so I get the vertical. So now that you have the saddle taped off, you can just go ahead and take off all those strings. You don't take this part off. Now, word of warning, I have seen mandolins, the cheaper kind, that have posts that are attached to the body. So if it's stuck, there might be a reason, but better mandolins will just come right off. So to oil your fingerboard, you can use various different things. I'm going to be using this cutting board mineral oil, which is just food grade mineral oil. Usually I use linseed oil. I guess the advantage of this is it doesn't smell as bad. I don't know, let me know in the comments below what you like to use. So you're going to put a little dab on the cloth. You don't want to put it directly on there because you don't need much. And then you just want to, you won't have to reach around your camera, but dab a little bit on there. Put a little bit more. Just a dab. And then you can rub it in. I like to really rub it in there just to get it deep down in the pores. If it's really dry, you could put 2 layers on, but that should be all you need. Just a couple of drops dabbed on. You don't want to leave it sitting on there with the dabs because that can kind of make your fingerboard look weird. Next, I'm going to show you a technique that'll give you a perfect wind. So I'm just going to show you one because you'll get the idea, and it's a pretty simple technique. First off, you just get it through this hole here. Then you can line this up with the markings that you had. Make sure that it's in the right slot there. You don't want to put a mark on your saddle. So here's a technique that'll make your life easier. So you're going to hold it tight to make sure it's in the slot with your right hand. And that way it's not going to flop around on your soundboard. Poke this through the hole. Still holding it. And then you're going to use your cutting tool to cut it first. And in terms of length, go about the length between 2 posts. Make sure you pinch it behind. So you're holding pressure on it the whole time. So you slide it back so it's just sticking out a little bit so that you don't get poked when you take the strings off. And then with your right hand, you're going to be cupping it with these fingers, and you're pinching it between these 2 fingers, putting your finger down on it to maintain pressure downward. And then with your string winder, you're going to wind it up, maintaining pressure while the string sliding through the cup of your hand. So if you hold it down towards the headstock as you wind, then it'll naturally get a perfect spiral. What I like to do is, once I do this string, I keep it kind of loose, not fully tuned up, and then I do the high E string here, and that way it'll hold the saddle in place a little bit better by the time I do the rest. So you're going to repeat the same process for all the other strings, same exact technique, and you're going to tune the strings up, not to pitch, but so they're just tight enough so that they make a sound. And then once they're all that tight, then you can adjust the saddle into the position with the tape, and then tune them all up. And then there's one more step, which is stretching the strings. So for a mandolin, you can just push down on each string a few times, up and down here, and that'll help you from tuning quite as much, although you still have to tune these things, and if you're a mandolin player, then you're no stranger to that. And if you're having other issues with your mandolin that you want to learn how to fix yourself, like fret buzz or from frets that are popped up sitting too high, then you can check the description below for my foolproof fretwork course, which is absolutely free. You can download it, go in the description below, click the link, put in your email, and it's yours. Now that's for guitars, but it'll also be able to work for a mandolin. So after that, you can just enjoy the fruits of your labor.